But I don't want no tea. It gives me a headache.
Oh, well, what shall we have then?
Coffee.
Hello everyone, I'm back. I want to show you all what I've been doing with all the limber holes, like I told you in the last video. How I've been cutting them out, working with them to make it more accurate when I go to build this. The limber holes being cut out will give it more depth. I'll have to make an inner hole because you couldn't see through all these holes to one side to the other side, so I'll have to make a rough inner core, inner part of the sub, so that it looks more realistic. But this one, I've already cut almost all the holes out that I'm going to do. I've got some very tiny ones up here. I've drilled them out, then I cut from behind. I'm scared to use my Dremel back here because it's so much near the line where I want to put the deck on, so I will drill them out and do that. Anyway, some of the tools I wanted to show you that I'm using to do this. So it's important to know what I have available to do this. First thing I'll show you is I use my Dremel. This is a brand new Dremel I got 4 or 5 months ago. My other Dremel was a 1-speed. I made my own speed adjustment by using a dimmer switch and a plug in a nice plastic box, and it worked fine until my 1-speed finally died. Trying to find a 1-speed within a hurry, my 1-speed broke, and I was like, oh god, so I went over to Home Depot, and they had this one. This is a cheapy one, Dremel 300. But the good news is it's very slow. It's not one of the ones you turn it on and it starts at 10 to 12,000 RPMs and goes up to 50,000 or whatever. This one actually starts out slow. I'll show you. This is the first setting. Now that is slow enough for me to grind plastic and not melt it. So I'll be using that on that speed for this one, for this model. So I'm going to be using this with the stainless steel wire wheel. I'll be using scrubby pads, green scrubby pads. These you can get anywhere, Walmart, craft stores, all over the place. As you can see, I use these to, when I've drilled through and cut through the plastic on this thing, I use this on the backside to help scrape off any excess large chunks or small chunks of plastic that I've come through the backside. I have them in various things. As you use these, they will get softer because you're using them, and they'll eventually end up as different grades. Like I keep these because I use them in different times and different models. This one's pretty much well used. This one's my softest one, and this is good for doing stuff like real intricate little sanding. If you've got a really, like, say you put some glue on or some 10x7 and you decide that well, I need to get that off a little bit, you can either use this very softly and it won't leave any scratch marks, but it'll take the 10x7 off or something like that. Speaking of that, also, if you find you need to sand something but very soft, this is, you get these from Walmart. It's the spot sanding pen, and this is little fiber optics. Be careful though when you sand with this thing. It will break off little fiber optics and get in your hand, and it's not fun. Wear eye protection when you're doing it also. But it's a spot sanding pen. You get them at Walmart or automotive stores. It goes in and out, and you can sand with it. It's wonderful. Does great work. Brush in case I have to hit any hard parts. X-Acto blade number 11. I have found with doing this I need one with a very, very sharp tip. The ones Revell make, their tip is not sharp enough. It actually is slanted down a little bit, and it is not as fine a point as you get with like the Excel blades. Now I bought this 100 pack. I bought this to Model Expo, or was it Micromark? One of the two. But I'll tell you what, nice blades, cheap. Was it $14, $15 for 100 blades? Oh my God, this was $7 or $8 for 15. It's like, okay, I'll buy these from now on. Another thing I'll be using in case I have to scrape parts out or anything is this. UMM scribing tool, sold through umm.usa or /.usa. Here it is down here, if you can read it. It's www.ummUSA.com. My friend Vic found this company. Vic does a lot of looking around the internet, and he finds awesome tools. He's a tool collector. He wins. If he dies now, he wins with most tools. The man loves his tools, and he finds great stuff. And this is one of those. It is a scriber. Not only is it a scriber, it has a sharp edge on this side. It has a little hook here with a sharp edge, and it's very well made for doing a lot of different things. Only I don't like is that it's kind of a fat edge here, but I've learned to get around that. I've gotten used to the tool. It's really well made. It's very strong, very well made. I also, through this company, Vic showed me, I bought a bunch of hole punches. Very well made, aluminum and very well made steel. Awesome thing. All right, and we're gonna need some 10x7. This is an old bottle. What I do is, through our club, we buy a whole bunch of methylene chloride, which is the same thing as 10x7. Don't worry, it will be fine. It will work exactly like 10x7. You just have a little brush. I use a little brush I've used forever, for years. I put it on lightly, and it just smooths on. And so you can get this through Industrial Plastics Supply Company. They're in New York City. So we buy that as a club. Make sure if you store it, put it in a Ziploc baggie, take all the air out, zip it up. It will store forever. Basic thing with 10x7 is it evaporates. Okay, I've got my drill box with my drill pin vise. I've got my Model Master glue, Gorilla Glue, and my 10x7. These are the 3 glues I will use for doing all models. It's different situations, different things I need to do. Well, different glues for different situations. Anyway, okay, I want to hurry up and get this done because I'm running out of time. I only can put so much money, so much time on YouTube. All right, basically, I'll start out with the one that I haven't done everything on. Turn this on to slow speed. Gonna go behind. Oh, let me show you something real quick. You can see through. Where'd my flashlight go? I know I had it. You can see through this already, but what you're doing pretty much is eating through. What I do in my flashlight? I had it. You're just eating through the backside where you can see. Oh, here it is. See, I've already cut these holes out. Okay, you can see I've cut those out. I haven't cut any up here, but let me show you. I turn this flashlight behind here. Look, there's the holes. All I have to do is eat away the plastic, and I can go ahead and get to these holes very easily and cut them out with an X-Acto knife. So let me show you how that starts. Turn this on to slow. Let me put my magnifiers on, and I'm going to eat away at this slowly. I'll show you. And what helps is at the slow speed, it just burns it away. And I look up at the lamp, see where I am, come back down. Where am I? Oh, right there. Now, I usually don't do it in this angle. I'm used to doing a more comfortable angle, but I wanted to show you all how I do it. And let's keep going. I look up, come back down. You don't want to go too far. This is just lightly hitting it. Just lightly hit it. It takes time. Relax. Don't worry about it. You don't want to go too far. That's the thing. I'm getting real close now. Ah! Okay. See, I got through that one. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I did. Okay. It doesn't take much. I'm going a little too fast than I normally do. You just want to barely get through. If you see a little light, you're almost there. I like this wire wheel because I was deciding whether to use a wire wheel. That's good. Just to show you as an example. I like the wire wheel because it's more gentle than using a grinding stone or using anything like that. It's much more subtle. You don't have to worry about it as much. All right, so now I'm going to, I hope you all can see this, I'm going to poke through. Let's see if you can see it or not. Let's go up here like this. Okay, maybe I should go down a little bit. There we go. All right, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. All right, here we go. Now, I'm going to cut through this piece, as you can see. See how I'm cutting through it? And just work it in. Basically, I'm just scraping away with the tip at what's left, and I still have main structure around the sub. As you can see, I'm doing an okay job, and because it's really hard to do on camera. Good, but I'm just giving you the gist of how to do it. All right. Now on the back side, you can see I have a little bit of stuff on there. Okay. Alright, you can see right here that I have that hole. Take the green scrubby pad, whichever one you want, whichever you feel. I don't have much left over here. I hit it like this. Take any excess stuff off. If there's too much on there, I can always use X-Acto, hit it off, or use this. This helps. Just hit it with that, a little spot pen. Give it a try on that. Little 10x7. This is what you use 10x7. What 10x7 does, it smooths it out. It smooths the rough stuff out. Just need a little bit on your brush, okay? And just hit it. Don't need a lot, because if you do it, it melts the plastic. This kind of smooths it out. And you do this, I usually do 4 or 6 or 8 holes at a time. I'm just showing you by example. And there you go. Now that smooths it out. That makes a nicer hole, too. Some holes are easier than others. Some are not. The holes up here, I will have to just use my number 70, I think it's number 70 drill bit on them. Just drill them out. That's simple. These holes are so close to the edge that you have to be very careful with that thing. I mean, you really got to touch it lightly with the wire wheel to get it done right. Other than that, I mean, because you could cut through this thing in a heartbeat. It just takes time and patience. I like using a wire wheel other than like a stone or a grinding wheel, because they're so rough and so big and you can't find anything as smooth. This is subtle, fast, works well, and that's it. So I've shown you how to do one hole there, so it worked out really well. I'll keep working on this. When I come back my next video, I don't know where I'll be, but it might be a little while. I've got a lot of more holes to cut out, and it takes time. I'll usually watch TV or something like that. I have my TV over here, as you can see, and I will be watching like John Wayne movies on my DVD player or something like that. I enjoy working while something's on, like a movie that I've seen a million times. That way I'm not looking at it all the time. I know the lines, I know the movie. It's comforting to just listen to something while I'm building my models, and it lets time go by and a better environment. Alright folks, I'll be back in my next video. I don't know when. I've got a lot of holes to cut out and work, and I got to talk to my friend Marion about the inner hole. I'm waiting on a book from one of the guys in the club, from Joel. I'm buying a book from him about U-boats, and it has a lot of line drawings in it, so that'll help me. Other than that, I think that's it. Sorry for the sound effects. I think that's it. I'll get back to you all and let you see what I've been doing hopefully soon. Bye.